Bob, give a thumbs up if you can hear me. Yay, thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the August 31st meeting of the Marshalltown Rotary Club. It is truly great to see all of you here. We thank you for making your extra efforts to be here. We'll start with the prayer and the pledge. Dan will lead us in that.
Good afternoon, Rotarians. If you would, bow your heads for a moment of prayer or silent reflection. Creator and sustainer of all that is and will ever be, accept our thanks for this day and for all its blessings. We ask that you guide and direct our club, its leaders, and our actions. Grant that each of us may feel our responsibility to Rotary, to our community, to our country, and indeed to all countries and peoples. Bless this fellowship today, and bless this food to the nourishment of our bodies. In your service we pray. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
of the United States
the
of
republic
America,
for which it stands,
Republic
one nation,
stands
God,
one nation,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
We are happy to have some guests with us today. Val Ruff and Tom McCoy, would you like to come up and introduce your guests, please?
My guest today is Terry Hungerford, and she works at the in the Iowa Valley Continuing Ed Department with me, and she's an intermediary.
My guest is my mother, and she works at being a great mother, which is very difficult with me as a son.
Thank you. And you know it's fall when you have student Rotarians, which we do. We're so happy that they've joined us today. And Dr. Schutte is going to introduce them.
Phoebe and Juan, if you could come up. So it's always a pleasure to introduce Marshalltown's finest young future leaders, maybe even current leaders. Phoebe and Juan will have you share a little bit with the club about who you are, what grade you're in, what school activities or community activities you have, who your parents are, and any future plans that maybe you have in the works for post-high school.
Okay. Hi, I'm Phoebe Hermanson. I'm a junior, and I'm your student Rotarian for the month of September. My parents are John and Patty Hermanson, and my brother Noah would be or is student Rotarian for this month as well, but he couldn't make it today. My grandpa here, Paul Hermanson, he's a longtime Rotary member. At MHS, I'm involved with cross country and track and Student Senate, as well as a program called Students Teaching and Empowering Philanthropy. For my future plans, I don't really know where I want to go yet or what I want to study, but I would like to attend a four-year college and continue running cross country and track.
Hi, my name is Juan Hernandez, and I'm a senior at Marshalltown High School. My family is made up of my mom and my dad, Cynthia and Felix Hernandez, and then I have two older siblings, a brother named Josue, and then a sister named Suhey, which is spelled S-U-G-E-Y. It's a little complicated. And then I have a little sister named Judith, kind of like Judith, but without the H. And then at the high school, I am part of the National Honor Society, which, as some of you may know, deals with a lot of community service. And then I'm also part of Science Bound, which deals with STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and math. And we just participate in activities that deal with that and then prepare ourselves for college. And after I leave from MHS, I probably will go to ISU for my college. But besides that, I don't really know what I want to be when I grow up or my major or career. But as long as I'm helping others, I think I would be happy. Thanks.
Thank you. And we look forward to having you sit at different tables and meet different Rotarians throughout the time that you're with us this month. And it's nice to have grandparents come along too. Okay, we are ready to celebrate birthdays. Linda?
We have a lot of September birthdays of people in the room and people on Zoom. So if you see Gary Shout, it's his birthday today. Other September birthdays is Dennis Drager, Larry Allen, Daniel Belinga, Amanda is also on, and Kim is her birthday this month along with Aaron McGregor.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Darius. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. At this time, I would like to ask Doug Beals and Chris Naughton if they would please come up in front. I'm personally really happy to see you here because we've been trying to up our game a little bit in celebrating anniversaries of membership in Rotary. And last year when I announced it, there was nobody present who was celebrating their anniversary. So this month, we actually have 2 people present, and then we have a couple of people on Zoom as well. So we are celebrating the 3rd anniversary for Doug Beals' membership in Rotary and the 7th anniversary of Chris Naughton's membership here. And on Zoom, we have Bob Unteat, who's also celebrating his 3rd anniversary, and Bob Moore, who is celebrating his 7th anniversary. And also, we were hoping to have Lee Brentnell join us. Lee is celebrating his 65th year of membership in Rotary, which means he joined in 1955. And we had made arrangements to have him join us on Zoom, but I don't think he is with us, is he? No. So I delivered a balloon bouquet on our behalf to him earlier today. And he just was not feeling up to being with us. But at any rate, I would like to give Doug and Chris in person this little card that says, congratulations, you've completed another year of membership in the Marshalltown Rotary Club, and we celebrate your continued involvement. Thanks for putting the motto, service above self, into action. That goes along with a little box of chocolates. Those of you on Zoom, your chocolates will be coming. We also want to recognize Greg Brown. Greg has been a member and then he dropped out for a while and joined back up. And so he's been a member for 9 years, the 2nd time around. Kurt Hoff is celebrating his 9th year anniversary this year. Steve Madsen is his 22nd year. Sarah Hesmer, her 24th year. Sharon Greer, 29 years. Larry Raymond, 30 years. Leon Lamer, 34. And Terry Leeper, 34. So we have folks that have been longtime Rotarians, and we appreciate all of them. Let's give them a round of applause. Okay, thank you. In the way of announcements, Carrie Barr has an announcement, I believe.
Okay, if any of you have chainsaws or just a willing spirit, the Marshall County Conservation Board is sorely in need of volunteer help. If you are interested in helping get some of our parks out, remember they have 32 parks. So if you think your yard is hard to deal with, imagine 32 of them. So anyway, if you are interested in helping out in any way, give Mike Stegman a call at the Marshall County Conservation Board. Thank you.
Thank you. We've also made it a practice to let you know about attendance. And so I wanted to let you know that last week, although we were only by Zoom, we still had 27 people who participated in the meeting. Happy news. I'm going to start with, I'm so happy to see all of you and to be here and to have survived days without electricity and so forth. So it's great to see everybody again. Anyone have other happy news you'd like to share? Karen.
I am just so incredibly thankful and happy that Fisher Art Collection is not the Fisher Community Center in the Rachel. It was removed a month before that.
Yeah, that's very happy news. Pardon?
Could you let the Zoom people know what she said?
Oh, sorry. Yes, Kim suggested that the Zoom people might want to know what Karen said. So she was very happy that the Fisher Governor collection of the Impressionist paintings were not in the building at the Fisher Center when the derecho hit. They were safely away, being fixed up and attended to. So that's a great thing to be happy about. Anything else? Okay, Todd, we're ready for news, and then if you'd like to stay and introduce the program, that'd be great.
Good afternoon, everybody. News, the Ames School District will begin their school year 100% online with no in-person classes. The school board voted last night to move forward with that plan, with classes scheduled to begin next Tuesday. The reason, of course, is the positivity rate for COVID in the county being 21.1%. Now, going all online will also pause any fall sports during that time. That would include the September 11th football game with the Little Cyclones and the Bobcats in Marshalltown. The latest crop report shows that the drought continues to take its toll on Iowa crops. The state's corn crop rated 45% good to excellent, which is a 5 percentage point drop from last week. Soybean crop condition also fell again, with just half of the state's soybeans rated good to excellent. Field activities included harvesting hay, chopping corn silage, and harvesting seed corn. Some farmers, unfortunately, have been cleared to mow or disc their corn damaged by the derecho. The USDA says the corn crop is rapidly progressing towards maturity, with 11% of the crop mature, 18 days ahead of last year and 6 days ahead of the average. With millions of acres of Iowa cropland flattened by last month's derecho, a webinar is planned for tomorrow targeting Iowa farmers who need to address the challenges of managing those destroyed crops. While officials initially estimated 14 million acres were impacted, field agronomist Megan Anderson at the Iowa State Extension Office says there is no hope for the corn that was knocked down being able to right itself, and the majority of the ears are worthless. Now, that webinar is going to run from 1 to 2 p.m. It's a free registration. It's free, but registration is required. If anyone wants the web address, just ask me following the program. And musician Kanye West's name will be on the Iowa ballot for 2020. Mary, you're going to be voting for it, I'm sure. 3 state officials voted to dismiss objections to West's nominating petition. The decision was made by Republican Secretary of State Paul Pate and 2 Democrats. So 2 young brothers who were known as troublemakers, they stole everything they could get their hands on, even from the church that they attended. But one day, a priest, knowing about the boys being troublemakers, wanted to make sure they knew that God was watching them. So he stopped one of the boys and asked, "Where is God?" The boy shrugged, and the priest repeated, "Where is God?" Well, suddenly, the little boy ran out of church crying, went home, and hid in his closet. Eventually, his brother found him and asked, "What's wrong?" The crying boy replied, "We're in trouble now. God is missing, and they think we stole him." So our presenter today for the program is Lynn Olberding. I texted Lynn last night and I asked her, hey, can you send me some information about yourself so I can read it as a bio? And poor Lynn, like many, still without internet at her home, so she said, just make it up. Lynn was born to a family of Eskimos in Ketchikan, Alaska in 1876. She arrived in the lower 48 via dog sled, and her family sold whale blubber as lantern oil, and that's how they got their start. So far, so good? All right. Lynn Olberding is president and CEO of the Marshalltown Area Chamber of Commerce, an organization leading business, economic development, and tourism activities in Marshalltown. Lynn has been with the Chamber since 2007. She has received several designations during She also, I gotta put my finger up here, there's a lot to talk about. She led the Chamber to being honored with a 5-star accreditation from the U.S. Chamber and named as Iowa Chamber of the Year in 2018 by the Iowa Chamber of Commerce Executives. Lynn is a graduate of Clarion Goldfield High School, Buena University, and has her MBA from the University of Iowa. She and her husband Jason have 2 boys, and the entire family involved in various Marshalltown organizations, events, and activities. Now, Lynn is going to have a few guests with us as well, too, but to start off in person, please give a warm Marshalltown Rotary welcome to Lynn Olberding.
That's the last time I give you carte blanche on anything.
I feel like you have a future in radio. You've got like a voice for radio. Yeah. So I've had months and months and months to prepare for today's program, meaning Todd called me on Friday morning last week and said, Mike Tupper can't be at the program, and Aaron McGregor already said no. So thanks, Aaron. Yes, thanks. But happy birthday. So I thought I would start, I'm gonna keep it really light today, and I thought I would start, and we're gonna do a little trivia and see if anybody in the room knows any of these answers. So I'm looking for the 2 longest standing members of the Chamber. Does anyone know who the 2 longest standing members of the Chamber are? I'll give you a hint. They're represented in the room today. McGregor's and Helberg's, 2 of the longest standing members. So funny story, the Chamber membership records were actually destroyed sometime in the 1980s. And so we don't know exact years for a number of members, but was that when you were there, Jim? Did that happen when you were? Okay, just checking. So we do know though that Helberg's, McGregor's, Atkar, Willard's were some of the founding members of the Marshalltown Area Chamber of Commerce. In what year? Val, I feel like you should know this. Mary said 1890 something. 1898. Founded in 1898. Very good, very good. So Todd mentioned the 5-star accreditation. We got 5-star accreditation in 2018. Does anyone know the first year the Chamber was accredited?
2018.
No. That was the last time. 2018 was the last time, but not the first time. It's in 1973. So we're coming up on 50 years of accreditation with the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, which is a comprehensive application that we go through every 5 years that allows us to sort of look inward on the things that we're doing and what we're doing for our membership. And just a little tidbit in case you didn't know, Marshalltown Area Chamber of Commerce is a founding member of the U.S. Chamber. So if you ever get a chance to go to their building in Washington, D.C., there's this giant plaque on the wall that lists all the founding members of the various states, and under Iowa, Marshalltown's one of them. We're also a founding member of the Iowa Chamber of Commerce Executives, which is our professional designation as an organization across the state of Iowa, and also one of the 16 members of the Iowa Chamber Alliance, which is an advocacy arm and opportunity that we work together to petition for things that we feel are important for the business community, as well as the greater good for the state of Iowa. Okay, so a number of past and current board members in the room. So thank you for the service that you provide to the chamber. Also a number of chamber ambassadors. So it's nice to see some friendly faces. If you didn't know, the reason Jim Lawrence is in Marshalltown is because of the chamber. Moved to Marshalltown to be president of the chamber a few years ago. Val Ruff worked for the chamber twice. Am I missing anybody? Okay, so I do have 3 guests with me today on Zoom that I will introduce in a little bit. So you'll get a chance to hear from them. But I was asked to talk a little bit about what the chamber did in response to COVID-19. So I'm just going to briefly talk about some of the things that as an organization we did to support our businesses during a very difficult time. One of the things was just to try to stay on top of the changing restrictions, closures, openings. Felt like that was literally changing on an hourly basis some days, and trying to push that information out, watching for the changes that our particular members were having. So if a business was choosing to close or choosing to open or having to switch from in-person to some sort of virtual providing of their service, or restaurants going to delivery or pickup only, we were trying very hard to get that information out. Continuing to do that now, as a lot of those businesses still have not opened to full capacity. They're choosing to remain closed or change their hours of service or things like that. So we're trying very hard to stay on top of what the businesses are doing and pushing that out, not only through social media, but also through our chamber channel. We're really just trying to be a resource. So if you needed something, we're trying to connect you to the right resource. We, within the staff, reach out to every member to find out if there's anything that we could do to help the members to stay afloat, to provide them support and resources, to connect them to the resources that they needed. We did a fun April Fool's, it was an April Fool's joke, but we did a fun April Fool's promotion, April 1st promotion, where we sold $30 gift cards to a number of our members for $25. So I was able to put some money into the cash registers of a number of our members, and then a nice opportunity for the businesses to see the support that was coming from the local community. I am amazed at how much support our businesses received during that time. People posting on their personal Facebook pages that they got takeout from a local restaurant, maybe they bought something online from a local business. Just the amount of support that we saw was really incredible, and I hope that continues, because we know how important those small businesses are to our community, and those are the small businesses that are supporting the things that we all are doing. Every single day they support kids' sports activities and after prom and all of those kinds of things. And so if I can leave you today with one thing, please continue to support our local businesses. Find a way before the end of this week to support a local business, purchase something, get takeout, whatever that might be. And one of the most fun things that I think we were able to do in response to COVID-19 was we created a grant program, and as a recipient of a Marshall County Community Foundation grant, to pass on to our small businesses in order to offset some of the costs that they had related to increased PPE. So if they needed to purchase hand sanitizer, masks, cleaning supplies, gloves, whatever that may be for their employees and or their customers, we were able to provide some mini grants to those businesses so that that didn't end up costing them as much. And it was a nice way for us to support, and being 18 recipients, we were able to get a $3,000 grant that we handed out to the small businesses and nonprofit organizations. So we are feeling pretty good. June 1st comes along, we get back to the office, we've been working from home, getting back in the swing of things. We had a really great golf outing on August 6th, is that right? That sounds right? Great event, lots of fun, nice to get outside. It's August 6th, Thursday. I'll come to the office on August 10th and we know what happened. So Needless to say, things have been a little crazy again for not only our office, but everyone in the room and every business within the community. So we're continuing to try to connect our businesses to resources that are available through the Small Business Administration, Iowa Economic Development Authority, reminding people the businesses that are open, when they're open, as businesses that power back and could reopen, to try to promote those on our social media pages, and really just continuing to be a resource for our members. So as we look into what we are doing now and what we are going to do moving forward, I want to introduce you to 3 members of our team. I'm going to start with Andrew Potter. Andrew is our Director of Tourism, and I asked Andrew to talk just a little bit about himself and then one of the projects that he specifically is working on.
Okay. Hi.
There he is.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, 1 second, Andrew. 1 second.
Okay. We good?
There you go.
Wow, my face is big. Oh, wow. Dang. Okay. Okay. I'm Andrew Potter, Tourism Director at Marshalltown. I've been here in Marshalltown for 14 years. I've been in this role for the past 10 months. I was previously at the school district as communications director, and I also was a reporter at the Times-Republican for 7 years before that. So really love Marshalltown, and when this position came open, I'm a big advocate for the community. I'm raising my family here. We love it here, and I want to kind of continue to spread that message of positivity in Marshalltown, and I thought this role was perfect for kind of what my skills and matched with kind of what I believe in Marshalltown. So yeah, since the pandemic hit, a lot of my role would be to assist with conferences and special events and tournaments and try to bring people into town and assist with the hotels. Well, since the pandemic hit, those have been limited. We've had some tournaments, we have had some special events, but those have been limited. So my role is kind of shifted, and where I was kind of doing, we were all stuck in our homes for a while, and I wanted to kind of have a way to bring us together. So I did like a video series of different community pride and community building events, because I think the most important advocates for your community are the people that live in the community. So I just wanted people to be proud of Marshalltown. Our first one was spreading love video, where we had just people say the word love, and I know many of you were in part of that video, and that reached thousands of people, and that was just kind of what started our video series. And since then, we've done different videos on, thanking the service workers through the pandemic, neighbors helping neighbors through the storm cleanup and things like that. So a lot of my videos focus on the positive, focus on just bringing us together as a community, especially when the pandemic separated us so much. We didn't see each other. So I wanted to do that, just to try to build our community and build it strong. And there are still some events going on, and if you want to learn about events, I have a weekly newsletter called This Week in Marshalltown. Every Monday it goes out, and that has all the events for the week, although they've been limited in the past few months. But we have special events still going on. The Fairgrounds has a summer concert series. It's been attended by hundreds and hundreds of people. And so you can email me at apotter@marshalltown.org if you want to get on that This Week in Marshalltown email newsletter. Check our social media, our Facebook, and everything like that. And we'll continue to do some of the videos and continue to promote the good things in Marshalltown. So,
Can you talk a little bit about Sunny?
Sunny. Oh, do you want to see Sunny?
Oh, Sunny has now made an appearance at Rotary.
Yeah. So this was also a way, as we kind of were isolated, to kind of promote our businesses, is to go around and have Sunny visit the business and be outside and take a photo of Sunny hanging out. Sunny's also gone horseback riding at Wolf Ranch. But Sunny goes around and just kind of a way to check in with the businesses, and we post those photos on our Facebook page for the chamber, and that's just kind of a way to say, hey, remember this business is here, and this is the history of the business, and things like that. This is what this business offers, just so we check in with the businesses and let people know, we're still, some of these businesses are open, maybe in a different capacity, but and that's Sunny. So yes, you'll never know where Sunny will end up, and yeah, there he is. So. And my son still wants the toy back, but he's not getting it back until this project is over with. So yeah, so there we go.
Thank you, Andrew. So we'll shift gears just a little bit and talk a little bit about membership. I want to introduce you to Carrie Morris, who is our Director of Membership. Carrie's been with us since January, and I'll let her tell a little bit about her background and how she came to us.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, again, I'm like Andrew in that it's really hard to see a big picture of your face. And I keep playing with my hair. I really did try to do my hair this morning, but no, I appreciate you inviting us to talk. And like Lynn said, I'm the membership director. I'm from the Bangor, Iowa area. So I grew up in Marshall County. We went to Marshalltown for all of our shopping needs. And so I'm very familiar with Marshalltown. I grew up on a farm. My parents still farm. So they were hit pretty hard with the derecho as well. But yeah, I moved away. I graduated from UNI with a degree in communications media, and I have worked in that for the last 22 years. So in some element of marketing or communications or sales. So when this position opened, I jumped on it because I have two children. I have a 13-year-old son and a 12-year-old daughter, and they're very active in sports and various activities. So when this position opened, I was like, yes, because I'd be a lot closer to home. So yeah, as membership director, I look out after our businesses. I sign folks up to be members of the chamber. I help Lynn in planning events for the chamber, and we've had to be really creative and try to think of new ways to communicate with folks, because with COVID, we have to, keep our meetings limited. So one of the things I did want to share is we thought of an idea. We wanted to get folks to support our restaurants and bars. So we reached out to our members and had about 25 people sign up. And basically from September 4th through September 20th, the community can eat at any of our participating restaurants and bars that are on the list, and they can enter a drawing to win prizes up to $400 worth of gift cards. Second prize is $150 worth of gift cards. So it's just encouraging folks to get out. They can either dine in, order out, or have delivery. Just at 3 different participating restaurants and bars. So it's just a way to get people to think local and to support our local folks and give them a little extra advertising, and because people still have to eat. So it's a good way to get folks out. So you'll be hearing more about that, but if you have any questions or want more information on that, you can go to marshalltown.org. But other than that, yeah, just trying to think of inventive ways to do events and reach out to people and provide value. I also assist with some writing tasks and some social media, and we all do a little bit of marketing there. So it's fun to meet members and to get to know people, and I'm very thankful to be able to support the Marshalltown community, my home, and I think it's a great place. So thank you.
Carrie is also, she mentioned membership recruitment. And Carrie, how many members have you recruited since January when you started? Do you know that number off the top of your head?
Oh gosh, I don't know off the top of my head, but we're close to 500 right now. I've been averaging about, well, COVID kind of put a dent, but I've been averaging about 2 a week. 2 new members a week. So I'm reaching out. I'm just, because I truly believe in what we have to offer. And if any of you know of anybody that would like to be a member, let me know, because right now we're doing a promotion that for the next month, if somebody refers someone and they sign up, you get a $100 credit on your chamber account. So yeah.
Well, she's doing a great job. I think it's more than 25 new members since she started, and that a lot of that has even happened during the global pandemic in the middle of a derecho. So she's doing a fantastic job. Our goal is 500 members by the end of the year, and I think the last I looked it was 486. So we're going to get there. I'm excited about that. And last but not least, I want to introduce you to Carlos Gier. Carlos is our new economic development director. Carlos started on August 10th. I'll let that sink in for a minute. Spent about 3 hours in the office, sort of getting to know the team and figuring out where the bathroom was and got shuttled down to the storm shelter only to be sent home and told you're going to work from home for the foreseeable future. And so it's been an interesting ride. It's funny, so Carrie mentioned she started in January and worked for a couple months, and then we worked from home for 2.5 months. So, it's been interesting for all of us, but I'm gonna let Carlos introduce himself and tell you a little bit about himself.
Thank you, Lynn. It's been definitely an interesting last 3 weeks, but I'm glad that people are recovering and that I'm here. I just want to help. But I'll just tell you a little bit about myself. Originally from Honduras, came to St. Louis, Missouri to study, and then got my start out in politics with the Missouri Republican Party. Most recently, I was the finance director for the Missouri GOP. But before that, what I'm really most proud about is my job at the St. Louis Regional Chamber that covers 15 counties in the greater St. Louis area, where I did investor relations and public policy. But besides that, I want to touch on what we're focusing on here in Marshalltown in regards to economic development. And that is business retention, expansion, and workforce development and housing, and really working with the community to bring in businesses together and find solutions to things we can work on. And I always tell people, why can't we be the best place to live, work, and invest? I think we can. I think that, it all starts with institutions like the Rotary. What you guys are doing here is just fantastic, highlighting local students, highlighting the community. I think that the work you do at the neighborhood level is fantastic. And the way we market Marshalltown to the outer regions, I think that will propel us into new heights, prosperity. I think we also have to think big and work together. So thank you.
Thanks, Carlos. So he brings to us a huge amount of energy and excitement, new to the community. He's a new dad. So he's got a lot of new in his life. So new dad, now he and his wife and his 1 month old are stuck at home together as we look at finding a new office location for the chamber. But he's excited to get to know all of our investors and get to know all of you and learn a little bit more about Marshalltown and find out kind of what everybody else sees as opportunities within the community so that we can weave those into our economic development plan, into our plans for the future. He's doing some great work already, reached out to some key people, and I think we'll see some great things come in the years that Carlos is going to be part of our team. So I'm very proud of this team. It's really fun to work with a group of people who love this community, love this area, support this area as much as we do. We're populating the school district, Dr. Schutte, so bringing people in that are going to bring new students. We're really excited about the things that are to come. So some things that are going to look different for the chamber this fall. We are doing virtual events, so we have made the decision to move forward with the things that we're going to do and the services we're going to provide. Those events will be done virtually. I'm kind of glad Conrad the Jordan on the, okay. Conrad, can you plug your ears for a second? Because I don't want you to hear what I'm going to say. For the first time ever, oh great. We did have to cancel the Iowa Valley Leadership class for this year. So we are suspending, look at that look he has on his face. We are suspending the program for 1 year. We ran into some issues with logistics of where the group can meet, concerns about COVID-19, and there were just a lot of factors that went into that. It was a very, very difficult decision. But the program will be back in 2021, so we are just suspending it for 1 year. And obviously we'll have a new home. So we'll have a temporary location that to be determined for the chamber office, and hope to have that information out to everyone in the very near future. But in the meantime, you can get a hold of any of us by email. All of those emails are listed predominantly on our website. If you call the chamber office, you'll actually be redirected to let you know where to email us, because we don't have a phone connection right now. But everybody's here to really serve the community and to do what we can to continue to support our businesses and organizations working together to improve Marshalltown. So with that, I'm happy to answer any questions that anyone would have of myself or of the team. Okay, good. Well, thank you. And once again, I'll just leave you with, if there's one thing you could do, continue to support our small businesses. If you want to make contributions, do those with local nonprofit organizations. That's really where the rubber meets the road, and those businesses and organizations are giving back so much to the community, and we all need to do whatever we can to support them. So Todd, thank you for the invitation today, and thank you all for everything that all of you do and for continuing to support us at the Chamber.
Thank you very much, Lynn. We certainly enjoyed and benefited from hearing more about the work that you're doing, and we wish you the best too. We want you to know that we support you. If you are like me, sometimes when people talk about eradicating polio, it sounds like something that's happening really far away, like in Africa and Afghanistan and Pakistan, which is true. But next week's program is going to talk about how we're connected right here in Iowa, in central Iowa, to that whole polio eradication effort. Our guest speaker will be Peggy Geiger, and Peggy got interested in making that whole idea real by commissioning a sculpture to be produced and installed at Blank Children's Hospital. Turns out Blank's Children's Hospital was the only hospital built during that year, and it was built specifically to take care of children with polio. So I think it's a wonderful way to commemorate that. So I want to encourage as many of you as can to attend the meeting next week to learn more about that sculpture. And the next time you're ever in Des Moines, drive by and check it out, and be proud that you're a member of District 6000, because we help to make that happen. So that's our program for next week. If you'll all rise now and join me in reciting the four-way test. Of the things we think, say, or do, first, is it the truth? Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it build goodwill and better friendships? And fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned? We are adjourned.